guess, well, everyone's here. Alright, so I'll just get this started.
Here, let me do a quick introduction, if that's alright.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I already know.
Alright, here we are. So thank you for coming to SCaLE the Next Generation. If this is not what you're looking for, stay anyway because it's going to be awesome. This is sponsored by the OpenSUSE Open Build Service. The OpenSUSE Open Build Service offers powerful team and project collaboration features for forking of packages and merge requests. OBS builds DEBs, RPMs, TGZs for ARM version 5, v7, v8, x86, and more for 28 Linux distributions. Pull code directly from Git or SVN and build each package in a fresh VM with OpenSUSE OBS. Might want to look into that after this talk is over, but now we're going to listen to Justin King, who is talking on what a 65-year-old computer can teach us now. If you're not familiar with Justin, Justin is a 3-time speaker at SCaLE, very established here, and welcome to the talk, and here we are. Give it up for Justin.
Alright, so my name is Justin King, and this is what a 65-year-old computer can teach us now. So what I do is I like to program computers. More specifically, I like to do web programming. For example, I like to make websites that maybe interface radios. Or, for example, I made the Witch-E, which I'll talk about later. And I also like to make video games. That's actually pretty fun, too. I mainly make 2D and 3D video games, and also 2.5D. So anyways, enough about me. I am so glad that you all are here. Thank you so much. And I hope you're having a good time at SCaLE. Okay, that's fine that none of you brought computers. That's because I'm going to be doing a live demo at the end. That's fine, you didn't have to. Alright. So, what this presentation will not teach before we uncover what it will teach. First of all, why there are so many LOL cats on the internet. I have no idea why the internet is so obsessed with cats. They just are. How to do sudo rm-rf/star. If you actually do this, then you should know what you're doing, first of all. And if you have access to do that and you don't know what you're doing, how do you have access for that? How to become the fastest thing alive, and as you can see, I made a little picture of Sonic the Hedgehog there. How to compile Ubuntu, to compile OpenStack, to compile Debian, to compile Gentoo. First of all, why the heck would you ever need to compile that many operating systems to compile one of the hardest operating systems? Okay, that's true, but anyways, next slide. I think it's Introduction, what you will learn. Unfortunately, this is the only slide with animation, so enjoy it while you have it. Anyways, how retro computer emulators can help education. Let me look at my notes. So we'll be talking about all this later, by the way. This is just an introduction. What the Witch is the original, and how it helps with education. What the Witch-E is, my replica, and how it helps with education. How FOSS, free and open source software, fits in. How you can spread the word and implement the Witch-E into your school. This is very important to spread programming. Oh, and also, at the end there will be a live demo. I will be presenting it, so you will get to see what the Witch-E looks like in operation. And also, if you can find any face, say you found, I don't know, :S or something, you could say that's a nervous face. Any face that you can think of, basically hold it until the end of the presentation, and then I will ask, and then you can present it. And also there will be a questionnaire, so pay attention to the actual content too. Okay. Preview, what you will be seeing. And once again, I'll explain all this later. Fun graphics, life lessons, the power of open source, and also that adorable penguin tux, especially Generation 2, I like that one. how you can change the path people take, which I'm going to explain that later also, how kids are the future. They definitely are. Why you matter to schools and society. And how anyone can help any project in some way. I don't talk about this later on, so I guess I'll just explain it now. Say you're a linguist and you're trying to help with a programming project. Maybe you could write a manual for it, or write documentation. And say you're a mathematician. Maybe you could have a vital formula that they need. Next slide. So, this is what the witch is. Now, it's not the evil old woman that flies on the broom, stirring her brew. No, it is the Wolverhampton Instrument for Teaching Computing from Harwell. It's really hard to say. The oldest currently working fixed-point decimal computer in the world, which basically means it's currently working. As in, you could literally go to the National Museum of Computing and you could run it. Of course, you probably wouldn't have authority to run it, neither would I, but it used decatrons. In fact, this right here is a decatron that my friend David Anders, right over there, shout out to him, actually created this decatron box. And it looks very amazing. I am so glad that he brought this. So anyways, it was finished in April 1951, and you may be thinking, well, that's not 65 years old, that's 63. No, it's 61 years old. Well, that's because we counted it when it started, just so that you could be more enticed into the talk. So we didn't quite lie, but okay, anyways. So it looked amazing while running. Just imagine 99 of these little things running all at the same time. Of course, they didn't all spin. In fact, let me just turn the speed down so that to show you that it actually is individual lights. Alright. So this is a picture of the witch. As you can see, there are all the decatrons over there. And then there's the printer off screen. There's really not much else to say about this, since I haven't studied every part of the witch yet. Ah, perfect. What the Witch-E is. It's my web emulator of the witch. It's created for education, although I did enter it into a contest to see if I could earn some money. But unfortunately I didn't win because it wasn't really finished. So it's mostly finished. All added commands have no bugs found, and it's usable today. I originally thought while I was preparing this presentation that it had bugs, but it turns out it was my error, not the program's. It is free and open source, what this whole convention is about. Purple Plague and KSXSOX. Purple Plague is also known as David Anders, once again, and KSXSOX is my dad. I don't think he's here, but Tom King. So, and thank you to both of you. Alright, so this is the Witch-E. So, over to the left, do I have a pen? Nope, I don't. Oh well. Too bad I don't have a laser pointer either. So basically, to the left over there, here, let me just... This over here is the log. These are all the tape readers. They were punch card tape readers. Start button, and then there's the alarm and finish lights. Alarm is if something goes wrong, finish is when it finishes. Then these are all the stores. This is basically all the decatrons in RAM. I tried to actually add the decatrons, but we didn't have space. Too bad. Accumulator is just another one of these. And then there is the actual, what is that? The printer. So it printed. Okay. I'm going to have to go through this faster. How and why I made the Witch-E. I started work in May 2014 and have been working on it ever since. It's made for education, and it's made for kids to understand and grow to like computers and programming respectively. Now, of course, you can't force them. If somebody doesn't like programming, you can't just say, you will program, and they will like it. I initially used plain JavaScript, but then I switched to the Enio framework. Enyo is basically kind of a design library, I like to think of it as. It basically uses JSON to make an interface. It's very nice and clean, and that's why I used it. Where's my... Okay. David Anders and Tom King helped me understand what the witch did so I could put it in. Thank you again. Where is it? Oh, yeah. So next is a sample... Oh, okay. So the witch dashi helps with education. It should say how the witch dashi helps with education, but it builds problem-solving skills, because programming has a lot of problems, especially in the development of the witch. I'm not very good at avoiding problems, so it allows kids to be creative and allows them to understand computers. It helps with programming later in life. It's fun for kids. Just seeing this thing go, I've seen so many kids be interested. Kids will want to come to school. And teachers can make easier lesson plans, because later on in the project, I'm going to add lesson plans to teach people for any grade. Where is it? Okay. So, now we have a sample program on the witch dashi. I'm not going to go into detail too much, but basically what it does is it basically clears the store, adds this value to the store, then puts that into another store and multiplies the two stores together, and then it prints it out. So, that's pretty simple. Hope that you got that. Why FOSS is a big part of education in emulators. Free and open source software allows anyone to ask for a change and it can be implemented, because closed stores, they usually aren't open to ideas. Hang on, there we go. So, FOSS allows the general public to help you with your project. This is good because, for example, if you don't find a bug and other people do, they can say, I found this bug, or I found this bug and I fixed it for you. So that's very nice. FOSS has had some students find their job. It's mainly because people get into this open source. They go into a project, say NeoJS. They help with NeoJS, and then they find out, oh, LG are the people that own NeoJS, so they want to help LG. FOSS costs nothing to bring tools to teachers because it's free. Linux apps are almost entirely FOSS. Linux is becoming more popular in education lately. Okay, how to implement open source. Put your source code online, somewhere like GitHub or Subversion or SVN. Not as good on those other places, but definitely best on GitHub, in my personal experience. Publicize it as much as possible, reasonably. Don't want to spam. Interact with people about your project, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Enjoy as people are happy. And, as I'm going to say in the next slide, don't get stressed. If you get stressed, you will not solve problems. You will create more problems. So if you are ever stressed, take a break. Always consider a request, pull or not. A pull request is when someone wants to add their code to your code. And not a pull request is basically just it's a request for a feature to be put in or something like that. So allow people to help you out, as I said, and have fun, and don't get stressed. How to use free and open source software to your advantage. Check on all dependencies for licensing and act accordingly. So, for example, say your program required Java. Now, Oracle is not very happy with people just putting Java and sticking it in your program. So what you should do is you should link to them. If people like their project, they will help you. Always be kind and courteous, no matter how stressed you are. Remember, don't get stressed. Use free tools to build and deploy. So, for example, say you had Unity 3D. The Pro version costs $1,500. No one, absolutely no one, is going to pay $1,500 just to help you with your project. No. I need to go faster. Yes, I do. Oh, I am? Okay. Some programming facts. There aren't many programmers, relatively speaking, compared to other careers. Programmers spend 50 to 75% of their time fixing bugs. This is too much. We need to train the next generation to be more efficient at this. Programs are fragile. They break easily, including on my comic. Just need to add this last semicolon. I can't tell if that's a girl or a guy, even though I made it. And then, yay, my toast is burned just as I like it. The computer explodes. Just because they accidentally added an extra semicolon. Anyways, here's some other programming facts. The earlier you read, the better you should be at programming. Jen Greenaway actually did a talk about this on SCaLE 11X. So that's actually very interesting. I watched that talk and I was never bored. So if she does another talk, be sure to watch it.
Unfortunately, it's happening right now.
Oh, come on. Don't leave my talk to watch your talk, but okay. So to start with a simple language to teach kids, maybe Scratch, for example, or The Witch. The Witch is a very interesting platform because even though it's not drag and drop, it's just numbers. So kids know numbers. Don't be afraid to try something new in programming. If you remember with the rm-rf/star, if you have authority to do something bad, then you will not do something bad, or you should not be able to do something bad. So basically, do a programming language that is to your skill. No matter what, you can help a project. I talked about this on the first slide. How the Witch-E gets kids interested in programming. Interactivity. Kids can basically do anything they can think of on the Witch-E. I mean, not anything. You can't create a whole 3D simulation. I'm sure if you had several years you could, but not now. Ease of use. It has to be easy, otherwise kids are just going to give up. It's so hard. Being able to say, I'm a programmer now. Because that bragging rights really encourages kids. I've seen that. Seeing how they can create anything, they get to be creative. Basically, since kids are getting more and more games and everything, they're having less and less creativity. But this, encouraging programming, will actually encourage them to be creative. So that's very good. That's a plus. They can do this almost any time because it's on the web, and people have the web almost everywhere. Not in Antarctica, but other than that, it's fine. It's fun. Anyways, so how this helps kids with future programming, I'll explain the comic last. Builds problem-solving skills, teaches how programming languages and computers work, raises confidence for working in computers. This is a big one. If kids aren't confident in computers, they will not programming. They won't program. Gets kids to like programming more. That's the thing. You can't force a kid to program. I've tried. Anyway, so here's the comic. So, Python. This is plagiarism. You can't just import essay. Java. I'm 2 pages in and I still have no idea what you're saying. C++. I asked for 1 copy, not 400. Unix shell. I don't have permission to read this. Assembly. You know, you really don't have to redefine every word in the English language. C. I can't read that one. I can't read it on here either. Okay, well. Okay, latex. I have no idea what you're saying, but it's the most beautiful thing I have ever laid eyes on. HTML. This is a flower pot. That one was great. I love that one. Anyways, how to implement the Witch-Sheet into your school. I really need to speed up a little. Learn how the Witch-Sheet works. First of all, if you don't know how the Witch-Sheet works and you're saying, it's good for my school, probably not going to work. Ask your computer teacher and then principal to have a unit on retro computers. Now, if there is no computer teacher or the computer teacher can't be reached, then just ask the principal. And teach the computer teacher or teach the class. If you teach the class, probably do that as a last resort. Or if you enjoy teaching, suggest it first. Help anyone in need, especially if you are teaching the computer teacher and you're part of the class. And last of all, be happy and don't get stressed. Okay, so this is nearing the end. Conclusion statement. You have to help the next generation learn to program because there is a lack of programmers. This is really not good because as technology is advancing, we need more and more and more and more programmers. There are many free tools to help you become programmers. For example, Scratch at scratch.mit.edu. It's a great tool for kids. If you don't make it a class, make it a club. Just any way that you can reach out to kids. Open source saves lives in certain cases. And this goes right in line with my career choice. So basically, say this guy gets a job at LG. He's saved from being a hobo on the street starving to death. It's far-fetched, but it works. Okay, summary. Retro computers, their emulators, and open source all help education, students, and teachers. Yes. Anyone you can help with spreading programming. And I say that because all of you, no matter what you do, can help. Do what you can to help programmers. Again, the linguist, documentation, mathematician, for formulas, and basically do anything you can do. If you're good at speaking or public speaking like that, you could spread it out in maybe a presentation like I'm doing. Alright. Oh, wait, I forgot. I'm gonna talk about this. Just don't make a Frankenstein OS. My new social media music service notifies your friends about what notes you're listening to. Brian is now listening to A, B, D, C sharp, B, A. Can someone call him?
That's kind of what not to do when you're public.
Yes. Yeah, I have this new song, and let me share it with you. The Witch-Sheet is an ideal learning tool for students and kids, and pretty much anyone that wants to learn more about programming or is just getting into programming. Kids will like programming if you teach them right, most of the time. You can't force them once again. Final statements. And this is a call to action. You works. Go out there and help programmers or soon-to-be programmers learn more about programming. And at the end, of course, we're going to fulfill the title, What That 65-Year-Old Computer Can Teach Us Now. So you could save someone's life by helping them program, and there will be a live demo now, approximately now. This is going to be a lot harder than I thought. Oh, geez. Oh, yes, I actually do, finally. So, okay.
Do you want to let you pointer, or are you okay? I think it's fine.
Okay, let's see. So, can everyone see this? 3, 2, 1.
So you can see the code being run here under the process log, and each one of the processes are actually occurring on the stores. And we're multiplying 0.11 by itself, and the result is showing up on the accumulator and now on the printer. And the finished slide is complete. And this is actually a complete test